Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm going to show you how to do some of these sample questions from your exam. So we're going to look at part A on the review sheet, and it says select the correct form of the verb to fill in the blank. And you're going to use the Scantron sheet to record your answers. This particular part of the exam is going to test your ability to use this part of the review sheet, right? And I put it there for a reason, so we can consult it as we go along. Let's take a look at number 4. The sentence reads, Senator Marcus in Popina Venum, and then there's a blank here. So if you look at the endings of the verbs, you'll see that they all have a different ending, and each one of these endings corresponds to one of the endings on this chart. So if we go with the first one, Bebo, right? This is the pronoun I. Bebit is the pronoun he or she or it. And bebunt with this nt is going to mean they. What you have to figure out is who's doing this verb in this sentence. And if I look in my sentence, I see that it's a person named Senator Marcus. And if you think about Senator Marcus, which one of these three things is Senator Marcus? An I, a he or a she, or a they? And hopefully you picked he for Senator Marcus, and so the answer to that would be letter B, Bebit. Right? If you wanted to translate this, the sentence would read as follows: Senator Marcus Bebit is drinking Venum wine in Popina in the bar. If you weren't sure how I knew that Marcus was the subject of that sentence, was the person doing the drinking, what we do is we look down here, right, and we see that this nominative form, right, this nominative form is the one that appears at the beginning of the sentence. There it is. The nominative form comes at the beginning of the sentence in English. And the code for that is this US, and that's what I have right here. Okay? Let's take a look at number 3. Vos in circo sedere et auriga spectare. And then I've got 3 forms of the verb to be able. So the first one here, okay, take a look. TIS, if I go back to my chart, I see TIS means you. Okay, so you are able. Right, letter B, the ending is sum, is an M, which actually should be here in first person singular. So this is I am able. And then vos, NT, again means they. So this is they are able. Okay. Your vocab list should tell you that this word vos means you, plural. So all I'm looking for is the corresponding form, and I hope you picked it by now. The answer is going to be letter A, potestas. Okay. Number 3, you guys know how to do this sentence. We practice this a lot. Sabina, quid nomen tibi blank. Okay. If we go down to your verb to be, which is here, we see that sum means I am, sumus means we are, and as you know, est just plain old means is. So quid nomen, quid means what, nomen means name, tibi means your, and the answer is, I hope you already guessed it, is letter C, est, right? Quid nomen tibi est. What is your name? Okay, and then the last one here, Romani regem non blank. Right? Again, you need to look at these endings. Okay? And what you want to do is try to match them up with the noun that you have as the subject. So NT, as you know, means they. RE, we know that's the infinitive form, so that's two. And then whatever this verb means. And habemus, mus means we, and so we're going to have we. All right, let's take a look at our subject, Romani. Right, and if I go down to my chart here, I'll see that Romani is plural. Okay, so I'm talking about somebody else, and that has to be plural. Habere with an RE is not going to be it. But Romans, when we're talking about the Romans, probably saying that they, we're using the word they. So this literally says the Romans, they do not have a regem, a king. The Romans do not have a king. If this were the verb habemus, I would expect to see the pronoun nos, right? Because nos actually means we in English. All right, go to part B. Complete each sentence using the correct form of the word. Again, put your answers on the Scantron sheet. This section is going to depend on you using this, the cases of nouns and what they look like. So let's take a look at this first one. Gisco blank in Circo Maximo videt. Gisco sees thieves at the Circus Maximus. Right, so here's my verb, sees. And then it here says thieves. Those thieves I see comes after the English verb, which means I'm looking at a direct object, which means I'm looking at something that's accusative. So let's take a look for this ES and EM, and I find it in this chart, masculine, feminine endings. And we said it was an object, which means it's accusative. So I'm looking here, and because this says thieves, I'm going to think it's plural. So my ending is going to be ES. So the answer here is letter A, fures. Number 2, the beggars in the street are asking for food. Again, I'm going to start here. The beggars, that is towards the beginning of the sentence. It's coming before the verb. So I'm looking for something in the nominative case. So I look at all three of these forms and I say, which one of these is nominative? So let's take a look. Mendiki, that's definitely nominative. It's in that area. Mendicus is also nominative, but because it says the beggars, I know that that's plural. And so my answer is going to be mendici, letter B. 2 blank ad templum portas. Do you bring gifts? Do you bring gifts to the temple? Right, gifts, right away. Singular or plural? I know that is plural. So which of these two forms is it going to be? Okay, and I find that UM and A are here, right? And gifts, the only one that's plural is the one that ends in A. So here, dona would be the answer for that one. And number 4, ego blank pro templo saluto. I greet the emperor. I know there's only one emperor there, so that's singular. Definitely singular form. And I have to think to myself, where is it? Is it coming before or after the verb? So if this is my verb, I know that this noun is coming after the English verb. So I know that that's accusative. I know that it's singular. So which one of these forms looks like accusative and singular? So let's take a look. accusative singular, and the intersection is M. So we're going to have the letter A, imperatorem. Okay? So that's an explanation of parts A and B and how to use the charts to get the answer. Like I said, if you can reproduce these charts, you will be really good on this section of the exam.